There we go.
Yeah, that's usually the one I'm looking at, of that one over there.
Yeah. Put my, right underneath is your headphones.
Okay.
That right on
I got strength.
there? Yes. Little lower.
Which one? You're on the black floor? Holy shit. That's yours.
And Quentin Ashton.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
What's up? What's
Doing
up?
good, doing good.
We're tuning in a few minutes early for everybody. Come on in and sit down and log in and check everything out.
As you guys notice, we have a new desk here in the front. Also, we have a new guest. And so we have Ashton, solar panel cleaning here with us. He's from Riverside, California.
Yes, sir.
How do you like it?
I love it.
And so you got into the solar panel cleaning business, and
Correct.
what prompted you to get into that? By
To
the
be
way?
honest with you, coming across the YouTube channel, Two Old Bald Guys,
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking, you know, I'm old, I'm bald.
There you
This
go.
could be something that I could do.
Could be the 3 old ball guys.
When you're
probably.
thinking about starting a business, you think to yourself, well,
Can't hear us.
at that age, what would be a good business to get into?
You can't hear?
It's on your thing, you're saying no volume, no volume.
No volume. There's no volume. God damn it.
Well, I was going pretty smooth.
Check.
Webcam. All right.
All right. I know you guys. I know you guys can hear me on our channel. So we're gonna keep this on right here as far
You're on
as
Henry's.
we keep that on here. No problem.
On Henry's.
Good to go.
Stereo. That's a Zoom. So that's a Zoom. So that's working.
Yeah, Zoom, test. I don't know why it's not working.
Test. You don't have it. Oh, it's not. It's not on here, though, at all, right? Okay, let's just try that. Yeah. Test. 1, 2, 3.
Test.
Testing.
All right. There you go. I mean, it's picking it up from right there. No, it's no problem. Sorry, guys. We are here in the new studio, and we're just trying to.
We
Check
tested
it.
everything before we went live today, make sure everything worked.
Let's restart yours and kind of go from there. I think that'd probably be best. That way, hopefully, it picks it up. So, go from there. 11 views. I was gonna say webcam, volume control.
Yeah, I can't use that.
No. But on your computer, it's
All right.
Google Chrome is using your microphone. Mm-hmm. Cool.
Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah, probably. Give it a shot, see what happens. Check, radio check. Go live. All right.
Microphone on.
It's on. Test, test, 1, 2, 3. I think it's on now. We'll find out.
Can you hear? Everybody, thumbs up? You can
Give us
hear
a
us?
thumbs up if you can hear us. I know you guys can hear us on our channel. No problem.
Says now there's volume. All right.
Can you hear us now?
Oh, good.
All
Now,
right, good
All
to
right,
go.
so let's go ahead and start intro. All right, let's do it right. Hold on.
Doing what you love, having free time, making great money. How do you do it? And what do you do?
Yes.
all right, everybody. Sorry about the little technical glitch, but we are up and going now.
Man,
Test 1, 2, 3. There we go. A little bit louder. Now we can hear us.
oh, now you guys can hear us. You can
So,
hear us okay.
yeah, everybody can hear us now.
All right. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody from our studios out here in Lake Elsinore. We have a special guest with us today, Mark. So do you want to introduce?
Ashton from, what is it? Ashton
Ashton Solar
Panel Cleaning. Yeah, I had to get it right. I
Up
typed
in-
it in there earlier.
up
but-
in Riverside, California.
Right on.
Guy E.
So Ashton's come in and we're talking with Ashton a little bit of business things and equipment and what all else is going on around here. For those of you noticed in the background, today we hooked the brush up to the skid steer. I did take some pictures today with it outside, all the way extended out, doing some measurements and seeing how we can, clean those carports. So we're just waiting on a little bit of electrical work, and this thing will be up and going. But you can see how big this thing is and how far it sticks out. 15 feet, baby.
15 feet's going to do a lot of solar panel cleaning in these solar farms, a lot of panels per hour. So that's a great thing. Also, we have the robot back there hidden away. We're going to be putting that to work on Sunday and have some carports that we're going to be cleaning. So I'll be doing a lot of videos on that, guys. And you'll be able to check that out also. I'm excited to get this thing right here, this beast, out here and getting that on the some solar farms and putting it to work. What do you think?
That is, I'm gonna relog back in. Let's see here, live.
You're live here. I can see you right here.
Seeing these posts come up right here.
Man.
Right on.
All right. So, Ashton, what got you into solar panel cleaning? I mean, why did you get into this
Well,
field?
it kind of found me, actually. I was looking to get off the road, start a business, start something that would be not as saturated, something new in the market. I knew that, California's big on green energy, renewable energy. So I actually found your channel.
Oh, nice.
So I'm watching you and Rick, and then that parlayed into Mark's website. Then I saw a bunch of different YouTube channels on what's going on with that. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, is this something that I can do? And so I see you guys on the roof doing it, and I'm thinking, okay, I can do this.
Yeah. Because you got some old parts out there cleaning solar panels. Why not?
Yeah, it's not hard when you've got the right tools and you're out there. A lot of people think it's difficult. The most difficult thing there is about doing solar panel cleaning on houses is getting on the roof and getting off the roof. Other than that, after cleaning, it's easy.
Yeah. I get a lot of people that call, and they ask about, this business and everything else. And, it's a fairly new industry. There is a lot of solar panel installers out there taking over on the market. But when it comes down to solar panel cleaners, that's a new industry, and that's something that we can take advantage of. I've been taking advantage of that for close to 3 years now. So it's getting better and better. Somebody had asked, is the month of February as slow as January? Well, February it'll start to pick up eventually for solar panel cleaning, but then March is where it really takes off, and people start to call. There's a lot of rain going on in California right now, so it's probably not the top priority for a lot of people, cleaning their panels.
It got crazy today, just today alone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we had 5 or 6 customers come in today just to get tanks switched out.
Oh, okay.
So it was busy for that kind of turnaround. So, people are starting to get the phone calls now. I'm seeing it, I'm seeing the increase of phone calls on my end. People starting to come in and placing orders and everything else. So people are getting busy, they're getting the phone calls, and no, February won't be as slow as January.
Yeah, people will start calling. It's one of the things is when we go out here and we educate you guys, we're also educating customers, and we're letting them know also as far as solar panels need to be cleaned, maintained, because if they don't, then a lot of times they kind of see it in their production. The production will go down, and that's when they give us a call. And they're like upset. Their electric bill is way up there. There's no savings on the solar panels, and that's how you learn the hard way. So
Yeah. So what's new? Latest and greatest, got my call from my homeboy Jeff Davey from Devious Customs. Shout out to Devious Customs in Riverside, California. He finished the fuel tank up on the trailer that we're building for the RO system. So literally in the morning at 7:30, 8 o'clock, I'll be at his business to pick the trailer up. It comes back for the framework for the 330-gallon tank. We got to get the framework done for the pressure washer and for the pump, the transfer pump. It goes to powder coating and it comes back for final assembly. So Jerry gave me a little heads up. He's been sending me pictures from Salbane Group, Phoenix, Arizona. What's up, Jerry? Shout out to Jerry.
hello, Jerry.
And I've seen the board. I've seen all the tubes and everything else he's got going on. So he's getting that put together. What else we got going on? So Monday to Tuesday, the generator will be in for the trailer, and that's pretty much plug and play. Everything's ready to mount to it, and then just wire the power over to the breaker box and then to the battery.
We're getting a lot of stuff going, getting ready for the summer months, trying to get that taken care of. So we're prepared, getting that all done. We do have some shows coming up. One in February, the Long Beach Convention. We will be there at that show.
Yep.
And don't know what the booth location is, but if you guys want to come and see us, we'll be down there and doing our thing. Let's say hello to a few people here. Also, if you want to leave a comment, feel free just to put it in the chat, whether it's in Mark's channel or my channel over here. We'll be reading both. So, we try to give shout outs to everybody. As far as, I want to get back to Ashton here since he's our guest. What is the most difficult thing that you have experienced getting into this business?
I'd have to say is not being overwhelmed. You have so many parts you have to put together to make this work. And what I did is I just kind of broke it down in little pieces each day. So every day I did a little bit more for my business.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had an itemized list of what I want to do as far as getting the truck wrapped. I have it's called a bikini wrap. Shout out to MTS, Mike's Tin Shop, and here in Riverside.
Nice.
They did that for me. And then I got the Vista print. I went real cheap with door hangers. So every day I'm doing a little something. It's like putting a puzzle together. Get up in the morning, get your coffee. It's like, okay, I've done that so far. I'm getting a little bit closer to my end goal.
Right.
And then in the end, except for that bad boy sitting right there, that's still got my name on it. That's way
Yeah.
from it.
No, that's
So
okay.
We'll be installing that pretty soon.
Well, Mark is a distributor, so he'll take care of you on that. He can sell you that nice little JCB tractor back there, no problem.
Yeah.
We have connections with Sunbrush, so we can get that taken care of also.
Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much how it started.
Nice, awesome. We have guys here on the channel, Top G Solar Panel Clean, and let me see who else here. Solar Cleaning King,
Ooh,
and Top G asks, is February as slow as the month of January? Yeah, it'll pick up. Yeah, it'll pick up. UV Protect Solar Cleaning Contractors dig the new setup.
Check it out, guys.
Man, he's put a lot of work into it, Mark.
Last weekend, I forgot what day it was, Saturday or Sunday. I actually come over here and I built the frame last week. We had it powder coated. I picked it up Friday. I think Saturday morning's when I come in, and I skinned it with all the aluminum. So all the aluminum is in place, but me being me, I couldn't wait to get it polished. I had to go ahead and set everything up for our podcast and get everything installed and try it out. So tomorrow I'll dismantle all of this aluminum and it goes to the polisher. Because I know Geronimo, he'll take a few days to get it done, and then I'll bring it back and rebolt it back down. It'll be all nice and shiny. We'll get it branded. But this table, I designed and built it to where we could do a live podcast at a trade show. We can use this for our table at our booth whenever we have all the equipment set up at the conventions and trade shows. And plus we have it for a podcast desk right here in the warehouse. So I think everybody likes it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty
They can't
good.
polish it while it's still assembled, they just can't.
Well, no, all of the screws should get all the black residue from the rouge will get into all the screws.
Okay.
I'm a very anal person.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I can see.
I can't have rouge in my screws.
Look at your toolbox, man.
Man,
But,
pretty impressive, huh?
It is very impressive.
But we'll get it dialed in, and on the front of the table, we'll get all the branding put on it with all the information for you guys to be able to view. Like you see the sign in our studio that we have upstairs. So we'll get all that stuff put in, and then that way, if we have vendors come in, we can put their banner out front and advertise them when they're here doing a podcast, or we're displaying all their information.
We also have Tara Lynn Lewis. Tara Lynn says, I can hear on Henry's channel. Looks like Tara Lynn was having some talking to a few people. RCS Construction, watching from the Philippines. Wow. Thank you for coming on to our podcast. I really appreciate that. All the way from the Philippines. Give you a good shout out there. And let me see. Boom, boom, Mahia. Hello, guys. Good to see you from the best cleaner in Ontario. Looking to work with you, Henry and Rick. No problem. We got West Coast Power Washing Services LLC says good evening to all. And the Slavin Group says, hey, guys. That's
Jerry!
Mr. Jerry. Let me see. RCS Construction says, do you switch off the solar inverters during cleaning? Thank you, Jets. No, we don't. You never want to turn anything off if you don't have to. You want to keep that on and just, clean the panels. Now, think of it this way, guys. Rain gets on these things, okay? It rains. I mean, you're not shutting off power or anything when it rains. You're just leaving it go. That's the best way to do it. So cleaning is no different. Also, we have Morn, is it Morn? Mornay? Watching from South Africa.
That's right.
Man.
All the way from Africa.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good. I love it. I love all you guys out here from different part of the world. Awesome. Appreciate that.
I love it. We're getting a lot of Africa, Australia. Now we got the Philippines. I've had Guam, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. We got Hawaii every week, and we got all throughout the United States every week. But I like seeing all these other countries tuning in as well.
We got Diana Cagle.
My mother.
Mama.
My mama.
Says, good
What up, my mama?
She said, good evening, guys. Loving your new setup. catch up on all the latest and greatest new accomplishments. Yes, yes, it is. There's you know, kind of look at where we were, or I can speak for myself, where I was 3 years ago to where I am now, and I'm pretty proud of where I've taken this company and where Mark has taken this company. He did listen to me, and I did tell him, you know, you got to get into the solar industry.
My feet, I gotta put my feet in the shit's getting deep in here.
So, you know, he went ahead and said, well, I'm just going to buy the big boy toys, and that's exactly what he did.
Henry kept, you know, bugging the shit out of me. I'm like, okay, you either gonna go, you know, go bigger home. So
Yeah.
you can see we went big, 15-foot brush back here behind us.
And there's bigger brushes, by the way, just so you guys know.
Well, we can get all the way up to 25-foot brush. So that's 15 foot. Just imagine 10 more foot on that brush.
Yeah, you could do a lot more solar panels. And you got Mark over here going,
Yeah,
doing his
Do
thing.
you have
Yeah.
to move this around with like a low boy, or do you have to dismantle it, put it on
No.
a flatbed?
No,
now believe it or not, this thing collapses up. It goes to the side and it swings around beside the skid steer.
Ah,
You
okay.
can literally collapse it up and put it in transit mode.
How about that?
So,
Wow. So on a flatbed, like a wrecker?
yeah, I'm gonna build another Isuzu crew cab truck, and that flatbed will have a tilt down angle, flip down ramp,
Okay.
and you'll load the skid steer up, and then you'll hook the trailer to that Isuzu. And that way you got the truck will have a fuel tank on one side, a water tank on the other side.
Okay.
Fuel tank for the skid steer and for the generator on the trailer. And then the water tank will be going out into the field to retop off the tank on top of the skid steer. So it's 3 units, truck, trailer, skid steer with a brush on it.
Okay.
And it's 2-man crew.
So
so
Yeah.
what you're looking at right now is just one part of the equation. And, you know, when you see the trailer, we haven't even showed the trailer yet, but when you see that, that's going to be very, very impressive.
what kind of training do you need to operate that?
So what now?
What kind of training do you need to?
That's a good question.
That's a good question. I'm a country bumpkin from Alabama, and I'm used to driving equipment, and I've drove these things right here. I'm used to the old Bobcats and the Caterpillars.
Okay.
So this is the first skid steer with JCB I drove.
Okay.
But they're all the same. You know, the skid steers, the track ones are smoother to operate. As far as the training, I think JCB has a course that you can go to and get trained at to run them.
Okay.
Sunbrush, we teach you how to run the Sunbrush. I can teach you how to run the skid steer, but if you want to get a technical class in training, we can get you hooked up with JCB.
Okay.
But it's pretty easy. I mean, joystick, forward, back,
Once
left,
you get in
right.
there, get the hang of it, get
Yeah.
the feel of the wheel.
The best thing to do is not attach anything to it. Open up a big old field.
And go
put
for
you
it.
in and let you learn it.
Yeah, I was an 18-wheeler before driving 18-wheeler before I did this.
Well, if you did that and drive, you know, 53-foot trailers and, yeah, that's not a
Well, car
problem.
hauler technically, so I'd load 10 cars and head to Michigan.
Oh, okay, there you go. Let me see here. We have the Super Clean Brothers. What's up, guys? Love the table. Appreciate that. Also, we have Petra Hernandez. Welcome, Petra. And let me see. KSD Solar Panel Cleaning. We are going to see the machine in. Oh, when are we going to see the machine in action? He's asking.
Oh, the Sunbrush?
The sunbrush back here.
I've got some electrical to do and really time. Just trying to get some time to work on it. I got to take the skid down to Temecula for the electrical part done because
Yeah.
we literally got to tilt the cab forward, and I got to serpentine all the electrical and the water hose in the telescopic arm. So once we get that done and that's not pinching, then we got to do all the inside work. I'm putting a remote 450 million candle power spotlight on the front of the cab. Even though it's got LED lights on it, they're very bright.
Yeah.
But whenever you're cleaning left, you're cleaning right, I just hit a joystick and bring my light around because pretty much we're working at nighttime with this tractor.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to see the panels and make sure you're cleaning them proper, you're not missing anywhere. So
Yeah.
I gotta get that wired in. Once we get all that done, we're ready to rock and roll.
There you go. Now,
We'll go out and do videos with it, test it, and then I'll come back and do the fine tuning, all the little stuff I'm gonna do to it, for shows, and take it out and show it to the customers.
Does it have like an application gauge pressure, needle that shows you exactly how much pressure you're applying on the solar panels?
yeah, right there.
Yeah, right here.
In the back.
I'm gonna walk over here.
Okay.
So, this is a compensator arm. Right here with this valve, you got a hand crank up here that you can crank it. If you crank it to 150 PSI to 180 PSI,
Okay.
this brush weighs 1,800 pounds. Once I compensate this, I can literally go out there with one hand and lift it up. So that way you're not, all that weight's not on the
Right.
panels. If you hit a bump, the brush will just barely lay against the panels instead of that slamming it.
So it'll compensate.
It will compensate. That's why we did a
That's
skid steer, so the tire vehicles are rougher on the panels because, you know, they're moving more. The skid steer's more flat, and it can compensate for dips and everything in the dirt.
Awesome. What's up there, West Coast Power Washing Services LLC? So he asked a question. So how high is the reach on the brushes from ground to up panels? So we'll be able to do the solar panels that are carports. That's what we're working on. We were just doing some measurements today, but
They're watching us right now.
we're just doing some measurements today, and so we were just kind of doing that, trying to figure that out. There's still some work that Mark has to do and get that taken care of, but this will be able to go out there and do carports, which I'm pretty excited about.
I want to give a shout out to Jilly. Jilly, what's
Jilly!
going on? Benjamin, they're watching us right now on their TV where they're us doing the podcast and everything. So
Awesome.
What's great happening, Jilly
Oh,
Poo?
and the kids. You got
Yep.
the kids. There you go. Jose Castellana says, "Hi guys, greeting from Houston, Texas. What's up? What's up?"
What's happening, Jose?
H-Town.
Boom Boom Mahia says, "Is roof and house cleaning a big business on the West Coast as it is on the East Coast?" That's a
Big
great
time,
question.
big time. Especially down around Oceanside, you get a lot of algae growth. They get a lot of the black algae down near the ocean. So there's a lot of communities that we go to and we steam clean the houses. Steam clean. I
Yeah.
already done had a long conversation with a guy out in Texas today about
Soft wash.
soft wash. Out here, we use hot water to kill algae. Chemical injection is your own preference if you want to do that, but we don't do it. We just use hot water to kill the algae. And I've got videos showing that it comes right off. And it comes off just as quick. So if you go back to any of my posts on Pepperdine University, you'll see the buildings that we clean, you'll see the chapel that we clean. It comes right off and makes everything bright and shiny again.
Yeah, great question. All right, so what do we got going on this week?
My main thing is trying to get all these projects done. I want to get this trailer done. Then as soon as I get that done, the generator installed, Jody, my neighbor, he's going to be coming over here doing all the breaker panel and the electrical. And the last thing that we'll have is Jerry come in and install the RO panel. And then we just wire it in the control panel, hook up water, test everything, start making spot-free water.
Nice. I see a lot of people coming in, getting into the solar panel cleaning business, and you know, a lot of them are coming in with very little money, and trying to start a business and what have you. And you know, we talk about this all the time, and you know, there's reasons why you go big or you go home, okay? And you know, if you have the big boy toys out here and you're able to get the bigger accounts, the bigger jobs, just makes you look a lot more professional. Going out there and actually, you know, cleaning 10,000 solar panels, 11,000 solar panels, what have you. We're starting to get bids come in to where we're going out there and we're bidding on solar farms bidding on carports. And, you know, it was funny because I was able to, I just basically seen some carports. I went there this week. I introduced myself, and I'm cleaning them on Sunday.
Nice.
6 carports, 80 panels each carport, 96 panels on some of them. And then right next door, on the rooftop, they have close to 3,000 panels up on top of the roof and 18 carports. So that's a much bigger one. So I'll be showing the robot there, showing what I can do with that, and also be talking to their neighbors and drawing in business that way. You guys got to go out there. You got to hustle. Okay, you can't just, you know, wait for work to come to you. There's too much competition now, especially here in LA. There's a lot of competition. Got a lot of guys lowballing right now, but those guys aren't going to last. I guarantee you that. They're going to be sitting here and they're going to be trying to lowball, and then what happens is once you do that, you can never raise your prices for that customer.
Right.
Because if you try to raise your price on that customer, they're just going to go somewhere else.
I like what you just said as far as go big or go home. If I can do it all over again, I would not have got the 3-stage filtration system.
Yeah,
I would have just went ahead and went and did the skid.
yeah,
Because the system that I have now, I can only do so much.
yeah.
Because there's, you know, that 1,900 pounds we're talking about.
Have you used that?
I have.
Okay, so how did that work out for you as far as cleaning solar panels?
I was able to get to 0 ppm, which is surprising. Just
Yeah.
to let you know, at first I was at 24, so I had to call and find out what the problem was with it. And it had something to do with the way I put the filter in. So I
Gotcha.
did get the 0 ppm. It did work. The panels were clean.
Mhm.
I think for small applications, you know, residential, it's fine.
Yeah,
But if you want to make sure that you're able to take care of, I don't know, a realtor and multiple properties that he has for sale, you see all these homes being built.
yeah,
I told you what I did with that realtor, so I'm lined up with him. I should have just did that, and it would have been so much easier for me to say, okay, I can handle this, bring in another guy, maybe
Yeah.
we can do the two setup. Well, I got 2 guys on each side.
yeah,
So go big or go small, that makes sense. It's better to wait until you can afford to do it,
Right.
and do it right, than to half step and get your name kind of trampled through the mud like a guy that really doesn't have the necessary tools.
yeah. And, you know, I've seen guys out here on YouTube that have the, you know, the 3-stage system and they're doing solar farms. But what they're not really telling you is these are not made for solar farms. These are made for windows, going out there and just doing some windows, cleaning the windows up real nice, spot-free rinse, no problem. But you use a lot more water when it comes to cleaning solar farms. You do. You use a lot more, and you have to have bigger equipment, bigger filter systems. You know, Mark is building a trailer, and that has a lot of membranes on it. That can produce a lot of water for the solar
This
farm.
thing can regen water back up to 15 gallons per minute. And you have to have that to feed tractors. So, but this is a big system.
Now,
Right.
do you have to bring your own water to the job site?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
at the job site, if there's a water hookup, you gotta be able to have water to come to the filtration system.
Okay.
But, hopefully, every job site we go to has a water hookup somewhere. I don't care where it's at, I don't care if it's a fire hydrant, where we gotta go to. As long as there's a water hookup somewhere on that job site, we can station the trailer, and then that's where the truck will run back and forth, top off to go out to the field,
Okay.
to the tractor.
There's
There's
lots
never
of,
a time that they don't have water, we can't do it.
well, I mean, you can,
You can rent the
You-
big trucks, you can get the big buffaloes.
there's,
Oh, okay.
there's
Yeah.
many options. You can go and get yourself, like Mark said, a rental, where you can get a water buffalo. They do have those. Even, the big water tanks, you can get those. You can hook up to a fire hydrant as long as you have, the meter, and you get that from the city, and, you know, pay for that, and then, you know, they monitor all that.
Yeah.
Or you can hook up to irrigation systems.
I got a customer that has a sunbrush just like this. He's got it on his John Deere. he has a water buffalo truck that's 2,000 gallons. So he brings 2,000 gallons to the job site for every night's work. So, but yeah, that's you have to bring the water to the job. Me, I wanna be self-contained, and if we start doing these accounts, I'm gonna, let the property owner, whoever it is, you need to get water there. I don't care if you haven't done it yet, you need to get water to that field. That
Right.
way we can station the trailer and run the truck back and forth, topping out.
Okay, so that's
So-
all part of the proposal,
Yeah.
knowing if they have water, if you
Right.
have to get the water buffalo, that's all factored into the
Yeah.
overall price.
101 pressure washing. Whenever you go out to a job site, I don't care if it's pressure washing concrete or washing solar panels. You walk around, you see where all your water hookups are at, you see what the terrain's like, what's gonna be involved, and then that way you're prepared when you go out and do the job.
Nice.
KSD Solar Panel Cleaning says, I bit the bullet. I'm set up for solar, house washing, roof, concrete. I want to have everything covered. Hope to do solar only though, LOL. Oh, nice, very nice. There you
Well,
go.
I'm gonna go ahead and give you the bearer of bad news. You hope to only do solar, but guess what? It ain't gonna happen, because once that customer starts trusting you, they're gonna want you to clean their windows, they're gonna want you to clean their concrete,
Yep.
their patio furniture, driveways, backyard, everything.
Everything.
So, be prepared.
Do you charge a initial fee if it's the first time they've had the solar panels, window washing or house washing? Do you charge more for a first-time clean and then you taper it off on a contractual basis?
I'll let Mark answer that,
Yeah.
then I got something to say about that also.
It depends on if this is something that they wanna set up on a quarterly, biannually, annually. It depends on what they're doing. Some people, you have to watch how you deal with customers, because some people say, yeah, I wanna do that, but if you give me a break on this one, I'll call you back in 6 months. They don't call you back.
Right.
So they just want you to come out and do the job. So you gotta learn the games that gets played, because trust me, there's customers out there that knows how to play these games.
Okay,
And me, I'm like, look, whether you call me back or not, here's the rate, this is what I'm doing. And, if you call me back in, the next quarter, I'll give you a little break. But if you don't, this is the rates every time. So I don't get caught up in the games,
okay.
because there's a lot of people out there that try to play the games. They
I
want to
just
try
thought it
to,
made more sense to do rather than doing a one-off, because you may not see them again. So to charge them a little bit extra, since it's the first time that they've had the solar panels cleaned or the house or windows cleaned,
Well,
then it may be a little.
you're looking at more corporate counts. Corporate counts, you give them, like the first cleaning, and then you can reduce it down. These
Yeah.
are corporate accounts when you start signing contracts. Residential, give
Yeah.
a flat rate, there's your price, there it is, and
Yeah.
call me back if you need me again.
A lot of the corporate accounts, one of the questions I asked was, when was the last time that these solar panels ever been cleaned? They said, never. How long have you had them? 8 years. And, now you know that they've never been cleaned. It's gonna be a lot more, to clean, the panels. So the price is gonna go up, because you're gonna use more water, and it's gonna take more time in order to clean the panels themselves.
Okay.
So if you can price it where you're not losing money, why not? Just get that done, and then if they go into contract mode where they want to be able to draw up a contract, then you can negotiate from there and reduce the price, because you're gonna be cleaning it 3 times a year, or 4 times a year. So,
Okay.
yeah, but great question, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody out there in the social media world that's following us right now live on YouTube, if you got questions, start typing them in that chat box. We'll be more than glad to answer any questions you have. So get to typing and fill that chat box up with some questions.
Boom Boom Mahia says, what is the best remote estimates or in-person estimates? Remote estimates. I think he's talking about either over the phone or going there in person. A lot of times, I think most of mine are 95% of it is going to be over the phone. I'm able to go and do like a Google Earth search, check out their location, and find out what I'm dealing with, terrain and all that. It's funny because, we were approached for a solar farm last week. And what I remember you saying when we went over there, Mark and I went up there and we took a look at it. And one of the things that you had mentioned was it was one of the worst
That is the worst I've ever seen.
worst he's ever seen when it comes to solar farms. So you can't just sit there and say, yeah, I'm gonna price it really, really low because I want the job. It's a matter of, you know, what you're actually going to need, you know, whether you're gonna need a water tender or all-terrain vehicle to get there. I mean, these panels were not your typical straight panels. It was up a hill, down a hill, and you just see the panels.
It looked like you were looking at the ocean.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the panels were not even. Some were up higher and lower than the other ones, and there was like a foot to 18 inches gap in between them, and they're 12 panels per square. So this was up in the mountains, so when they built this farm, they did go through and cut the overburden and the brush, but the problem was they didn't cut it to the ground level. They left it anywhere from 12 or 16 inches tall, so they got a lot of stobs sticking up. So when you're walking through there and you think that you're gonna walk through some regular green bush, it's not. There's stobs there. There's booby traps.
There's snakes.
You can't really drive through there. You gotta really watch what you're doing. There's a lot of sand rock still in the lanes. So the people that we talked to them, we said, look, first and foremost, you need to get some landscapers to come in here and get all of this cleaned up. Because if you want to maintain these panels, they want them cleaned twice a year.
Yeah.
Well, there's what would normally take you 2 days to clean, you're looking at 2 weeks to clean because of the terrain. They've got one section that has cactus taller than the solar panels, and you can't even get down through there. So if you want some of the, what's it called, platas, the cactus?
The cactus, yeah.
It's a flat cactus that you cook and eat. I know where plenty of it's at. I think I'm gonna open up a corner stand and start selling it.
I think Mom said that she wanted some to bring some home.
Oh,
so-
without a doubt. So there's
Yeah.
plenty of that, platas, whatever it is, that, you know, the cactus.
Nopales.
Nopala. There you go.
Palatas.
Hey.
Hey, I wanted them to correct you.
Güero from Alabama. Pinky loco.
It's not
Ay,
with a
ay,
P,
ay.
it's with an N.
No,
Knucklehead.
LOL. Right on. That's funny.
All right, so Tara Lynn Lewis says, is your guest going to get into critter guard installation?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. I haven't done it yet, but I do know how I'm gonna price and kind of looked around and saw what the average, and I'm thinking that the starting price for bird proofing, critter proofing is about $650. So that's kind of where my starting price is gonna be.
Does that include material?
I don't know.
You're
No,
way too low.
You're
Okay.
way.
So
You're
I
way
get
too
the
low.
job, but I'll be
Yeah.
there for 2 days.
Well, you know, just in the ballpark, you're in the neighborhood. I don't do anything less for $900.
Okay.
And I've done critter guard, bird proofing. Most expensive one was $5,600. And so if you don't think people won't pay that, they will, because they want to get rid of those pigeons.
Okay.
And they just said, well, yeah, just fill out this. I mean, they checked everything on me. They went and the contract, everything, insurance, all that, just to make sure before they gave me $5,600.
That was residential?
It was residential.
Wow.
Yeah, 58 solar panels
That's
that needed bird proofing on Spanish tile.
Are you still getting the bird proofing material from Amazon?
No, I have a couple of sources that I can recommend you to, and
Okay.
you can get it from there.
Thanks for the question, I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries.
And the thing about it is, if you don't know how to do it, there's videos out there to show you how to do it. I have seen some sketchy stuff here lately, to where they're overlapping the top of the panel.
That's a big no-no.
And I'm like, what in the hell are they
And
doing?
how are you
Yeah.
gonna clean it?
Well, I mean, you
Gonna
can
get
lift
the
it
brush
up.
Jammed up on
Yeah.
it?
You know, the way that they're doing it, and I'm like, boy, it's out there. Just go watch a video.
Yeah.
And teach you how to do it. The hardest ones are to do is Spanish tile, the top and the bottom to cut all the little hoopty-doos out.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, that's the only thing that takes you the longest time, especially if it's at the very edge of the roof, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I have, as a matter of fact, right outside in the van, I do have Spanish tile cutouts to where we have 10-foot sections, and literally you can get the netting, put it right in between the tile, it fits perfectly. and I'll
Ordered it that way.
Order it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was
Yeah,
possible.
well, it is, I don't want to give out all my secrets, but you know.
I got a question for you guys and everybody out there in social media world. Everybody tuning in right now. Has anybody been to a home or had a customer call you that has the snap together solar panels that looks like roofing tile? So it's literally flat overlay snap together solar panels. And I haven't seen nobody out here. I've been looking at the homes because I'm a bottlenecker. I want to see these solar panels and see how they are. I know they're not cheap, but they do not take away your appearance of your roof. They actually look like your regular roofing tiles, but it's solar panels.
Are they the little small square ones?
I don't know how big they are.
They're like this. They're not, and they go right in.
The ones that I've seen look like they were probably 12 to 16 inch tiles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them out there. As a matter of fact, I was just talking to a solar installer today. I went ahead and dropped off my business card. They were putting in brand new solar panels. And it was funny because I sat there and I asked them, I said, hey, who's cleaned your solar panels? They said, oh, the rain. Oh, okay. I said, so what happens in the summer when it doesn't rain? Who cleans them then?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nobody. It says solar panels last forever. And this is the bad information. You have somebody who's installing solar panels in a commercial account. Hundreds and hundreds of solar panels. And their thing was the rain is going to clean the solar panels. And I just shook my head and I said, well, I guess this business is not what it's supposed to be if the rain is going to clean it. I go, this is why I get phone calls from corporate accounts. I get phone calls basically because they're failing their test. And for those of you who don't know, a lot of these big corporate accounts, they have tests that they have to run. And if they fail that test, guess what? They're calling people like ourselves to come out here and solar panel cleaning companies to go out there and put in a bid to clean their solar panels. And, you know, one of the biggest things is, and I'm not saying all, so don't bite my head off for this, but you solar installers out there need to educate your customers. There is maintenance and there should be maintenance on all solar panels when you purchase them. If you are not cleaning your solar panels, you are doing yourself a disservice and you're losing money. You're losing money every single month on your solar panels by simply not cleaning them.
And they might
Well-
be actually letting them know after. For example, that the first solar panel job I did. As I get there, I told you I just left it and I was doing a soft sell. I was on my way home. It's close to where I live. So he comes out and he says, are you from the solar panel company that installed these? I said, no, but I do clean them. And so he said, well, I called them out yesterday because I have a red light that's flashing. I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Yeah, it's in the inverter and there's a little red light and that tells you you have an issue. 90%, I'm gonna say about 90% of the time when that little red light is on,
Yeah.
it's because there's no production. You're losing productivity.
Right.
There's something going on
And
in
the
it.
window has been there so long in the sun that it turned yellow. So
Yeah.
he couldn't say exactly what he's getting anyway.
Right.
So he asked me, are you from the company? He said that the solar panel installation guy said you need to have these solar panels cleaned. So maybe after they get them installed, later they tell them, you know.
A lot of my business comes from people who have called their solar companies and asked them, hey, what's going on with my solar panels? And a lot of times they'll sit there and say, call somebody to clean your solar panels and then give us a call after. And like I said, a majority of the time, that's what it is. So, questions?
What? Oh, go ahead.
Let me see here. We got Edgar Gonzalez, what's going on there? What's up out here from Gilroy with All One Solar Shine? Tell Mark, yes, there is a house out here in Gilroy with the panels he's asking about.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, do us a favor, if you can, and it's close by, take some pictures.
Take a picture and send it to us.
And send it to us. I'd like to see those.
Right on.
All right, and then we have some comments here. Top G Solar Cleaning LLC, I've seen some shitty bird proofing. Like, come on, bro, do better or don't do it. Well, you know, I can tell you how many times that we've been called and we have to remove the old stuff and then put the new stuff in.
So
And
we're-
we do charge quite a bit more for that.
Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley, you're cracking my ass up.
What now? Hey,
Lou-
Mark, Louis
Jeff,
Premier. Okay.
Jeff's he's got jokes today.
He's got jokes. Hey, Mark and Henry, hope all is well. Y'all over there looking like Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley from NBA and TNT, and that's the setup. Oh, absolutely. Man.
Oh my God. That is funny.
Hey, we go professional or we go home. How about that?
Hey, I'm gonna backtrack for a minute on what Henry was talking about. So the customers that keep telling you that rain cleans the panels, if you have any documentation showing where, like me and Henry, we did this. We went out and we cleaned some panels one day after it rained, and we did a printout from the customer after we cleaned them the following day. So they did a printout the day before it rained, the day it rained, the day after we cleaned them, and we did a printout and showed what the difference of the kilowatt was for each one of those days. So after it rained on a Monday, the kilowatts went all the way there, 16, 17 kilowatts. So after we cleaned them, they went all the way back up to 42 to 43 kilowatts after we cleaned them. So everybody says rain cleans the panel. It does clean the panel. It
Yeah.
cleans that top
Layer.
layer of dust, but it doesn't get all the residue off. So you get all that residue off, that gives more ultraviolet rays to be able to penetrate those panels and get you more kilowatts.
As a matter of fact, what happens is when, in time, I say a month down the road, you're gonna really see the production really go down, even after it rains. And people sit here and they go, well, why am I not making any money right now? Why am I losing production? It's because right after it rains, you got to get those solar panels clean.
Yeah.
And they should be clean. And I always talk about this. I talk about, how important it is to clean your solar panels during the winter is just as much the summer. Because if you don't clean them during the winter, you're not making the money on your production on your panels that you should be making. And, pay attention to your app, pay attention to your production, and, that will speak for itself. And this is, like I said, this is why we get calls, because they realize and they see it and they don't know what's going on. And when they usually say, hey, my panels haven't been cleaned in, I don't know, 2 years, and they're wondering why their panels are not producing, well, that's a big part of it.
Well, the way that you fix that is you ask them, you say, hey, when you had your solar panels installed, what kind of money did the solar panels tell you that you're probably going to get back from for the grid power that you're giving back to the grid? Roughly, how much check are you supposed to get a year?
Right.
And they're telling you, oh, you're supposed to get anywhere from $35,000 to $6,000, $7,000 check. Say, well, if you haven't cleaned your panels in over a year, how much of a check did you get? I only got a few $100s. Well, guess what? You're not cleaning your panels.
And I talk about this all the time. Solar companies really don't care if you clean your solar panels or not, because they're making money one way or another. It's the person that actually owns their own panels that doesn't get them clean is going to be losing. But when it comes to leasing, they don't care. They don't care if you're out there cleaning your solar panels because they're making money regardless. It's you, at the end of the day, that is not making money. And this is where you have to try to get as much production as you possibly can out of your solar panels, because that's what you're paying for. That's what you're paying for.
Does the customer ask for before and after data?
Absolutely.
They do ask.
They have it.
Okay.
Yeah, and not, well, data, they can check through their app or, or their solar company.
Okay.
They have all that information. But when it comes to cleaning, I always like to take before pictures, after pictures, infrared pictures. I'll take a picture of the panel, check for hot spots. Also, I have another meter that I'm able to check, you know, on the panels themselves, see how they're producing.
Okay.
So there's many things that we do that we let the customer know. For example, I did a solar cleaning today. There was a hot spot and right in the middle of the panel. Took a picture of it and I gave that to him and said, you need to call your solar company. You got a hot spot right here, and it could be just a bad inverter. I don't know. Have them come out and check it out, but at least they're aware of it.
What's a hotspot?
A hot spot is where
It blurs out.
Oh,
the
okay.
solar panel itself is hotter than the whole panel. There's a cell that could be, you know, acting up, and that particular cell gives out a little bit more heat than the rest of the cells.
Not an even flow.
Not an even flow, and you can see that through infrared, not through the naked eye. So, all right. The rain cleans the dust off, not the film.
Correct.
West Coast Power Washing Services, LLC.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me see here, not much, okay. Racenstein or Solitech brush? Which do you prefer? Is it Mornay? Mornay. Well, I have several, and you guys know, I've started out this business, and before the Racenstein brush even was here, I was using the C1000. Just for my two brushes alone is in the neighborhood of $13,000 to $14,000, just for the two brushes. And my setup for that. And when I say my setup, that's not the setup right here, the 2.0 I started out with. But it's just the brush head and the pole and what have you. Then the Racenstein brush came out, and then Mark became a distributor for them. For a lot of you guys that don't know, we tried to get in as a distributor for the C1000, and they really didn't want to, you know, do business. So Mark turned around, looked at the J. Racenstein brush, and now he's a distributor for J. Racenstein. And we've talked about this, and you know, there's some pros and cons. The C1000 comes in with plastic gears on the inside. I've had damage those once before, had them replaced in the neighborhood of $1,000 to replace the gears. Now, the Racenstein brush, Mark has that. I think the transmission on that is made of,
It's made in Italy. It's
go ahead, you can talk about
It's
that.
aluminum housing with stainless steel gears, stainless steel propeller. So the Solitech C1000 is plastic housing with plastic gears. And the thing about these brushes, I include a ball valve on the end of my pole right next to the brush head to turn it on. Like the Solitech C1000, you have a ball valve on a 50-foot hose that you're back here trying to turn the brush on and control that brush.
Yeah.
And most people do it real fast so they can grab the pole,
That's
and
what
it
we're
gets that wobble. When it gets that wobble, it strips the gears. So you have pros and cons and everything. You know, opinion, you know what opinion's like. You know, everybody's got one.
Right.
It's just my opinion. For the price, you pay almost half the price with the J. Racenstein, and it's a better quality brush. Hell, I'll show you the transmission.
Yeah, so while he's doing that, you know, I've used the Racenstein brush. I love the Racenstein brush. I like the C1000, but each one has a different, different things here. So,
So if you look at it,
go ahead, Mark.
yeah, if you look at the transmission, you can see it's aluminum housing, all steel gears, and you got the propeller housing inside here that you can see that where the jet throws the water out. But it's such a better quality transmission. And this transmission, I think a replacement transmission is like $884.
Okay.
The whole transmission.
Let me see that so I can show my, my guys here on my channel. But this right here, this transmission is the aluminum transmission, and it is made extremely well. And have you ever had any issues or problems with this, by the way?
Never. Only problems we've had two customers drop them off the roof. One only busted the end cap, the other one busted a little bit of area right here.
Okay,
And all they did was unscrew that, screw a new one on, ready to go.
and ready to go.
These
So,
things are durable.
and this, it's really heavy. This is a heavy transmission. And this one right here, to replace it, you did say
If I remember right, it's like $884. That's
But-
for the whole complete transmission.
for the transmission.
Compared to spending $1,000 just to rebuild the gears in it.
Right. Tara Lynn says, does it use less water?
It's right at 2 gallons per minute.
Okay, so, yeah, it does, with that.
But what's cool about these, the way they set these brushes up and the way they do the J. Racenstein, is I like the spiral that brings all the dirty water to the center. The top side of the transmission will bring the dirty water towards you. You flip it over to the pointy side of the transmission and it brings the dirty water away from you. So if you're on a roof, you want the pointy side up. That way, as you're cleaning, you're pushing the dirty water off the end of the panel. And you're not contaminating the panels to the left or right that are already clean. So as it's cleaning, it's literally bringing the dirty water to the center, and either you're pushing it off or you're pulling it off. But yeah, that's the pros and cons on the J. Racenstein and the Solotech C1000.
There you go. So, I mean, you know, to each its own, everybody has their own, preference. And, you know, just.
What kind of
depends which one.
PSI do you need to operate that? Could you operate that with the
Well,
customer's water or?
That's a good question.
Yeah, you-
In order for me to run my C1000, is in the neighborhood of 2,000 to 2,500 PSI.
Okay.
You know,
So you're gonna
to
need
have that
one of those.
rotate, right.
but plus we're using 300 foot of hose and 350 foot hose. 300 foot of hose on the reel, 50 foot on the brush.
Yeah, so it is going through quite a bit in order to get to the end of that
The
brush.
longer it goes, the less pressure it has.
Absolutely, unless you have what Mark built for me, and,
Yeah, my 4.0 is
there you go.
There it is. Load her up.
Load her up.
But, you know, the other thing that I know that Henry's talked about is the Racenstein cleans the bird poop off easier than the Solotech. The Solotech has a little bit softer bristle and the J. Racenstein has more dents.
Yeah, the Racenstein brush definitely has a more dense bristle on it, and it does take off all the bird poop and some of the other stuff fairly easy. So it just depends, like you said, what you want to use. And, you know, Mark has the Racenstein brush, so feel free to give him a call if you're
If you look in the background, you can see some skids already
Man.
that people's got the deposit on.
already. We can't even touch them because they got money on them already. They're sold,
Sold.
sold.
Or is it different type of brushes for Racenstein, or they're all the exact same way?
Are you talking about width-wise?
Yeah,
Yeah,
size-wise.
yeah, size-wise,
32 and 39 inch.
Okay.
so you have a 32-inch and a 39-inch. Now, just so, when I started out solar panel cleaning, I was using a 12-inch brush, and it was a water-fed, and let me tell you, it was a lot of work, a lot of work. That is now in the museum. I got that in there now. And I use a 42, the 42-inch C1000. It covers the whole panel plus over. Then you have the 39 that you use that covers the whole panel. So it's just, the bigger the area, the more you're going to cover. You know, just like this monster back here, 15-footer, you know, 2 portrait, 3 portrait solar panels. We'll clean 3 of them, 3 stacked up,
Or 5 the other way.
or 5 the other way, very nicely.
Yeah.
And if you can imagine how much solar panels you can clean in a minute just with this behind us.
You may have to
we-
rope it off just to get the crop
We
producers that want to see what the heck's going
Yeah.
on over
Yeah,
there.
we did the math other night. If you clean 3 uprights or 5 side by side, every 3 seconds you clean 5 panels. Or 3 5-footer stacked up. So every 3 seconds you're cleaning like almost 5 panels. So
3
you got
seconds.
that tractor going and cleaning, just imagine how many you can do in one night.
Yeah, you could do
I'll tell
that
you how
job
many
and
you
I
can
have.
do in one night. In
Yeah.
a 24-hour shift, you can do 100,000 panels. So that's out there humping it, one guy going back and forth getting the water. So,
If you can imagine that, that's a lot of work. And here's the thing is, you can clean them wet or you can clean them dry,
Wow.
yeah.
both ways. So, your choice.
Yep,
What's preferred?
Wet.
wet.
Yeah, wet, they come out very nice. They in Saudi Arabia, where it's a lot of sand, so they'll use that dry and just kind of get all the sand off, and then they go out there and clean them wet.
Which makes sense, because the dust is gonna blow on them before you're done.
Yeah,
And they're even worse off than before you started.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, but I want to see them in person because I've been seeing them with the, what is it, like the Karcher head that has the what are they, 16-inch heads on them that spin?
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
I-
the counter rotating.
Counter rotate, I've seen them
Yeah.
using them over in Saudi Arabia and they look like they are just scratching the crap
Yeah,
out of those
well,
panels.
here's the problem with that, okay? So, anybody who's interested in those round, counterclockwise rotating brushes, I purchased a couple of them myself, so I'm guilty as charged, right? What I found out was that with those themselves, as you're cleaning each corner of that particular panel, all the overspray is going out to the next one. So the one that you just cleaned, and you go move on to the next one, guess where all that dirty water's going? Back to the one you just cleaned,
The twins?
the twins.
The twins.
And they have the Karcher. Karcher is the other one that they have. And then they have some, knockoffs that they sell out there. These don't have a cover or protector on them to where it splashes all that water just in one
It really
direction.
doesn't matter what way you go.
Doesn't matter because the
This is
water's
gonna
going.
blow over there, this is gonna blow over here.
The water is going outwards, okay? So, for example, the C1000, water is direct, it literally goes straight. It either goes straight up, flip it around, or come straight back. With the Racenstein brush, water is going towards the middle. Whether it's forward direction, flip it around, backwards direction. But the water basically is going inwards, correct? So, that's a better made, I feel, as far as the water direction and all that, getting into the panel and soaking that panel and cleaning the panel. But, each one has a different thing that it does,
Yep.
And obviously, with a water-fed, brush, it's just straight there and cleaning.
And even with me building this trailer for the skid steer back here, there's gonna be times and places that we can't get into some of these panels, and trust me, that trailer has a electric pressure washer with 300 foot of hose, and I'm putting a 39-inch brush in it. So even my trailer's gonna have a brush for out there in some of these solar panel farms. I do not have no problem filling that tank up with water and going down a panel with that trailer and clean panels.
Well, there's some spots that you won't be able to get to because of, whatever wires or conduit or anything else.
Or cactus growing
Or
around
cactus
them.
growing right in the corner.
Or we even seen brush growing up through the panels.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a crazy farm that I seen.
yeah. I took a lot of pictures. I'll be posting that too on my Instagram and TikTok.
We thought we could get the old skid steer in there, and I'm like, there
Yeah.
is no way it would eat these rubber tracks up. I mean, I'm talking about stobs, sharp,
Stubs.
pointy stobs.
Stubs.
Yeah, yes.
What's the stop?
Stub.
Oh,
stubs. A stob is like a
No,
stop.
no.
It's a stub.
Stub.
I wasn't gonna
stop.
ask, I wasn't
Not,
gonna
not
go
a
with it.
stop.
It's
If,
something
if
I've
you're
never
from
heard
the
of.
South, you know what a stob is. If
What
my
the hell
if
is a
my mother's
stob?
still watching, Mom, tell these fools what a stob is.
Stop?
Holy crap.
I was gonna let it
These
go,
damn
but he opened the
city,
door.
It's the stop that punctures your tires.
bunch of damn city hicks. These city hicks don't know shit.
Man.
Oh my
Man.
God.
I love this. I
use that.
love this whole thing right here. I can hardly wait for it to be polished up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
polish this turd up and make it shiny and logo
Man.
it, and there you
a
go.
pretty turd.
Yeah,
How are you gonna logo it? Do you have an idea yet?
yeah, on the front, just our regular
Okay.
logo. Yeah. Put our information in there, phone numbers, because if you're at a trade show and people are walking by, I make it real easy where they can take a picture.
Yeah.
You sit on that side?
No, we sit
No,
like
we said
this.
right, just like we
Oh,
are.
okay,
Yeah, on the other side, there's more aluminum.
okay.
So it'll be polished as well. See right here on the camera? See the front right there? So all of that'll be polished and be branded.
Yeah. So when we're out there and we're doing these shows, we can go live on YouTube, and guess what?
Yep.
Everybody who's walking by will be able to see us as we're live.
And we also got 6 chairs instead of 4 chairs.
Yeah.
So we got 6 chairs that, even they can come around on the sides and get at the end, so we can have 6 people up here and we can all powwow.
Yeah, maybe we'll invite Shaq and
Was it Charles Barkley?
and Charles Barkley. Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Jeff.
Da-da-da,
Jeff
da-da-da.
Jones. Jeff, in March the 13th through the 17th, I'll be in Vegas for the Connex convention. So that's the heavy equipment stuff. So if you guys are available and you guys want to come out, you'll get to see all the latest skid steers, snorkel booms, hoists, all that kind of stuff. So definitely try to come out if you can. Me and Anita got lucky, and since we purchased a JCB skid steer, they hooked us up with 2 tickets.
Oh, nice.
So we're actually going to go out there and check the show out, and we'll be out there in March.
There you go. Boom Boom Mejia says, Henry, we need a video showing the setup and breakdown at the job sites. I have plenty of videos on that. If you're talking about the robot, I will be showing you guys the new robot on carports this Sunday. I will be putting a lot of videos out there for that. But as far as breakdown, I have plenty of videos on that on my YouTube channel. So take a look at the videos. I think one of my first videos, somebody had mentioned something about one of my first videos, and yeah, I mean, you know, we've gone a long way since then, but there's plenty of videos out there of us breaking down the equipment, putting up the equipment, throwing it up on the roof, cleaning, and breaking it down, and so forth.
Yeah.
So, but good job.
If
go
you
ahead.
guys are doing anything on YouTube and you're recording anything, when you record it, you want to put always your title. And if it's a how-to video, title it how-to, and then out next to it, what you're doing. And you can put this in your playlist. So like me, I've got how-to videos to my playlist. So when you go
Yeah.
to my channel, you go up, you got live, you got videos live, playlist. You go to that playlist and you'll see the how-to videos. Because we do it as well. How to prime an engine, how to coil a hose, how to service your engine. All these videos that we have in there. So just look on the YouTubes. I'm sure Henry's got them as well.
Yep.
That you can see where they're located and watch them.
All right. KSD Solar Panel Cleaning says, have you guys worked on commercial fields that don't have water on site? Knock on wood,
Not yet.
not yet.
So I haven't had to bring that big ass buffalo with me yet.
You know, here in California, I can speak for this, pretty much all the solar farms now have certain guidelines that they gotta follow. So some have the water on the site, and the rows between each panels are, you know, you can fit vehicles through there, and it's making things a lot easier, smoother ground, you name it, and fencing all the way around. There's more user-friendly, so to speak, for solar panel cleaners.
Yeah. There's things that we're gonna do as we get out there. When I start breaking this skid steer out and talking to customers and everything else, I'm gonna look guys, either you can groom your field or we'll keep it groomed. There's a little, it's called an earth box that you can pull behind a tractor that can smooth out the rows and everything else, because we've been having a lot of rains, and guess what you're gonna get? You're gonna get, rain, ruts, washouts. So you wanna clean all that up. If this is something that you can include in your bids to clean these solar panels, not only to keep the fields level and cleaned up, you're also keeping burden knocked down.
Right.
So that way you don't have overburden growing, and you keep the lanes cleaned up, and it makes it easy for you to get in there and clean them. So it's all about selling yourself. I mean, you can't get tunnel vision to only clean this little spot. You need to clean the whole area. You need to, focus on other things that you can do for your customer.
Right.
And it's all about you being motivated and getting out there and making that money.
Yeah, and for those of you that are, close by, you're local, what have you, and you have somebody that you talk to and it's just too big for you, or you can't you know, you just can't handle it because you don't have the equipment, feel free to give Mark a call or myself a call, and we'll go out there and take a look at it, and we'll work something out with you. You know, that's what we do. You know, we have the equipment, why not? We have the robot, we have the big 15-foot arm, we have the skid steer, and we can do that fairly easy.
Yep.
So,
And if you get overwhelmed and you need them manually cleaned with a rotary brush,
there you go, we have those too.
get out there and pump the muscles and get to work.
Get to work.
Well, guys, we have actually gone over. We want to thank you for coming out.
Ashton, yeah.
Quentin, by the way, my name is
Quentin.
Quentin Ashton.
Quentin Ashton.
Just so everybody knows.
But
And I really
Ashton-
appreciate being here.
Solar panel cleaning.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Out of
Thank you very-
Riverside.
Thank you very much, I appreciate it.
Yeah. no
Thank
worries.
you, everybody, for all the questions. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I see you that damn Daniel. But yeah, Jeff, Terry Lynn, and
Everybody,
Yeah,
everybody that's on it.
Jose
There's too many to, thank you guys from the Philippines and
and Africa.
Africa,
Africa,
Yeah.
Puerto
So-
Rico, Australia.
Yeah, so everybody, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. But guys, don't feel like you can't communicate. That chat box is there for a reason. We can sit here and talk to each other all day, but ask questions. If there's something that you're having problems with, or if there's something that you can't figure out, or if you want to figure out a better way to do something, whenever we tune in every week, have your questions ready. I mean, put a little note on your phone, write it on your notepad.
Right.
That way, when you come live with us, ask these questions, and we'll do everything we can to answer them the best that we can.
Yeah, and once again, thank you guys for coming in. Make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channels, and give us a thumbs up on these videos. We really appreciate that. That all helps, you know, and it helps with us being able to go out there and do a podcast every Wednesday night now, not Tuesday anymore. So we are doing Wednesday nights.
Yep.
And
every Wednesday
this
night.
is our first Wednesday, so thank you guys for coming in, and we really appreciate it. So with that being said, thanks Quentin for coming down.
Thank you. I
And,
appreciate it.
and from you guys, Mark and myself, we'll catch you guys on the next video.
Everybody have a great evening.
All right.
Peace.
See ya. Peace.